Okay, very good. And today we are on story number 69. We don't buy things with money, we buy them with hours from our life, written by Joshua Becker. This is a life changing principle when we begin to see our purchases through the lens of exchanging life rather than dollar bills. We begin to fully appreciate the weight of our purchases. We don't buy things with money, we buy them with hours from our life. Or, as Henry David Thoreau put it, the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. This is a life changing principle. When we begin to see our purchases through the lens of exchanging life rather than dollar bills, we can better appreciate the weight of our purchases and understand their full cost. For that reason, I thought it might be helpful to take a hard look at how much life some of our purchases actually cost us. For the sake of conversation, let's use the median US household income. In 2017, that number was $61,400. For simplicity's sake, let's round down to $60,000 annual income. If your household income is $60,000, working a typical 40-hour work week, here is how many hours of work are needed for the following purchases. Grand Starbucks cappuccino, $4. It costs 8 minutes of work. Pair of Wrangler jeans, $24.99, 50 minutes of work. Coach brand purse, $119.99, half a day of work. 55-inch flat screen TV, costing $711, worth 3 days of work. 256 gigabyte iPhone XS for $1,249. It costs us 1 week and 2 hours of work. Dinner at a restaurant for your family of four, $80, 1/3 day of work. Dinner at home for your family of four, $17, half an hour of work. New living room furniture set, $1,983.94, 1 week and 3.5 days of work. 2019 Ford Fusion SE Hybrid, $26,000, 550. It cost us 5 months and 10 days of work. 2,500 square foot house, 10% down payment, 30-year mortgage of monthly payments. Oh, $303,000 purchase price. That's very cheap. 11 years and 6 months of work. 1,600 square foot house with a 15% down payment, 30-year mortgage of monthly payments. Oh, $196,000 purchase price. This is not California. It costs us 7 years plus 2 months of work. Keep in mind the amount of work needed for the items above is based on an annual salary of $60,000. If your annual salary is $30,000, the work time will be doubled. If you make $120,000 a year, the measurements should be halved. Of course, there are alternatives to exchanging our hours and lives for material possessions. It takes just 10 minutes to tell your child a bedtime story, 45 minutes for an evening walk with your spouse, 60 minutes to help your son or daughter with their homework, or 2 hours a month to volunteer at your local soup kitchen. The money we earn is ours to keep, and we can spend it as we wish. But it can be a helpful exercise to realize how many hours of our lives go into each purchase we make. And it is always wise to remember we can spend our hours pursuing items of far greater value than material possessions. Very good. Yeah, I think it's a powerful lesson about how human nature seems like we put more emphasis on money than time. And that's because money is tangible. You can touch it and feel it and count it and exchange it with people. But time is a little bit intangible. So, and then also we have in what Buddhism calls the lower mind, like the depth of our subconsciousness, the unconscious mind. We don't really believe that we're gonna die. We all know in theory, oh yeah, I was born to have to die. Many people around me die, so I will die too. That's just the upper mind speaking. Because when we ask people, do you think you're gonna die tomorrow? Most people say, oh, not tomorrow. I'm not sick. I'm not too old. I'm feeling fine. But then when tomorrow comes, we ask the same question, do you think you're gonna die tomorrow? They say, no, not tomorrow. So in this way, this mind that I don't believe I'm gonna die tomorrow, this extends. We think it's forever. Yeah, I don't know if you see that logic. It's as if we're trying to step on our shadow on the ground if the sun is in our back. So we cannot put our foot on the shadow. The harder you run, the more the shadow runs away from us. We cannot get a hold of it. So similarly, we cannot really understand or accept the truth of impermanence. So that's why we put more value on money than time. And Buddhism is telling us, yeah, time, like everything else, is finite. And maybe this is the reason we have a lot of unsustainable environmental practices that has been kind of ruining our habitat. We are not very wise about thinking about sustainability. Yeah, because we have this uh, wrong view or false assumption that things are just they don't run out. Yeah, we don't see the limitation. So Buddha is encouraging us to appreciate the assets we have, not just the material assets, but especially if our health is good and we're still not too old, and we have this mind of a human being to think about life's purpose, that's the greatest asset we have. Yeah, it's more precious than having billions and billions of dollars, which cannot buy us happiness. Okay, very good. So I'm so happy to be here with all of you practicing together. And yeah, have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Beta.
You're welcome, Anup.